In the height of my infertility depression, I did 3 things a lot. I ate a lot of ice cream. I'm talking like every night after dinner, I ate ice cream, like every day. I drank a lot of wine, probably every day. And I sat in isolation a lot. I wasn't around people a lot. I preferred it, actually. And I couldn't get away from my pain and my negative self-talk, so I used these things to help comfort me and numb me from my pain. The what the fuck am I doing of negative self-talk had me more focused on numbing my pain than I was on healing it. For those who don't know me, my name is Shannon Wooten. I am a lifestyle infertility specialist, and I help women who feel disconnected from their bodies heal by owning infertility sucks, you don't. So I know I talk an awful lot about identifying with your feelings, but it's with good reason. These feelings influence your internal dialogue, that negative self-talk that can perpetuate itself. And these feelings influence not only how you treat yourself, but also how you let others speak to and treat you as well. And because I know I did not deal with my pain and our struggle with infertility very well. As I mentioned, I did all those things every day. I was using, a chemical reaction, whether it was from a high from eating ice cream every night or drinking wine to numb myself, or also sitting in isolation because I didn't want the opinions of others or to have anybody see me that way affect me. I used these things as a way to numb myself and shield my pain from the opinions or the focus of anybody else. But what I was doing was actually not helping me or allowing me to heal at all. The more I numbed myself, the less I could see how these behaviors, the eating ice cream every night, the drinking wine every single day, sitting in isolation a lot more than I was choosing or wanting to be around people, was actually perpetuating my hurt. And the more negatively I reacted, the more I spent time doing these things, the more negatively I actually started to see myself. The more negatively I talked to myself, and the more negatively I felt about myself. So when we speak nicer to ourselves, we react to life better. When we are less likely to interject that negative self-talk, that negative opinion of ourselves, and up the ante and insert something positive, even if it's the idea of you are dealing with this well, you can handle this well, we react to whatever may come next better. For instance, when we feel bad and sometimes something goes wrong, when we are in a negative self-talk or a negative frame of reference, we are more likely to take that situation on as if it was somehow our fault. Somehow, just by being you, that happened. You deserve negative things in your life, and you are to blame for this negative thing that happened. And when we are in a space, I have a hair in my mouth. Sorry, when we are in a space where we are on our own side and we are being supportive of ourselves, or even if it's not that we're being, so supportive, it's just that we're not allowing ourselves to accept blame for every single thing that goes wrong, we are able to adapt better. We are able to stop berating ourselves and start seeing everything as not being our own fault. So a lot of times when, we get to a place where we're trying to understand our feelings, we sometimes feel like this is a self-indulgent behavior. We sometimes feel like, oh, I'm so egocentric and so ego-driven that I need to figure out what's going on with me. Well, yeah. You live inside your own head, you live inside your own body. You need to know how you feel and how it's driving you to behave or to think or to even think about yourself. And so a self-indulgent behavior is not understanding your feelings. It is actually a necessary behavior. How we feel not only affects how we act and speak to ourselves, like I said, it also affects how we react to life or in life, and how we let others speak to us, how we let others treat us, and how we even allow others to impact the way we feel about ourselves. So as I said yesterday, it is really important to find your inner granny. If you didn't see the video I did on understanding your inner granny and, the influence behind that, go back, watch the replay. But it is super important to understand your inner granny. Not just for reasons of, identifying with ways to have your own back, or even, because grannies tend to think that their grandchildren are perfect, but not just to make you feel like you're perfect, but it is so much more than having your own back. It's about changing in healing your tendency for a negative self-talk. It is about anytime you're in a struggle in your life, and your behaviors, your feelings make you tend to go to these negative attributes like I was. I know it sounds like, oh, well, so what? You ate ice cream every night. Well, yeah, guess what? I also have a dairy intolerance and it gives me a terrible case of acid reflux. Okay, so you drink wine every night. Yeah, numbing myself with alcohol is not an appropriate behavior, at least not to my standards. And sitting in isolation when I'm actually a people person, I love my family, is not something that was actually serving me but hurting me. So finding that inner granny is going to allow you to break up those behaviors and have your own back, but also allow you to change those behaviors, and instead of using them to numb yourself, allow you to adapt and heal. So healing our negative self-talk is a powerful sign of emotional healing. And again, I know I always say, and I talk a lot about identifying with your feelings, but it is with a good reason, because it heals. It heals the way you react to life. It heals the way you react to pain. It heals the way you treat yourself. Like I just said, the ice cream, the drinking wine, all these things that weren't good for me as a way of numbing myself. It heals how you react to others, how you treat others, and how you let others treat and impact the way you feel. So ultimately, the nicer you are to yourself, the better you're going to feel about life. And the better you're going to be able to adapt when future situations arise that can set you off your course or make you feel bad about yourself. And instead of, always going for those what the fuck behaviors of numbing yourself and shielding yourself from hurt, you're able to heal with them and adapt with them. And the less likely you are to engage in behaviors and attitudes and in relationships with other people that are not good for you and are also not healing for you. All right, guys, thank you so much for signing on. As always, my heart is already with you. If you are looking for a place to join in on the conversation and continue to have dialogue about topics such as this, don't hesitate to jump inside Infertility Sucks. You don't. Otherwise, be easy. Have a fantastic week. Be good to yourself. And I'll talk to you soon. Peace. Bye.